everyone, this is your instructor Joy. This is a passage that we're going to work on today. So this is a little excerpt of an orchestral piece called The Planet by Gustav Holst. The title, it's the first movement, Mars, the Bringer of War. This is a second violin part. It was a request by a subscriber. Thank you very much for your questions and nice comments and donations. I really appreciate it. So there are a lot of notes. This is a great piece. It's a da-da-da-dum-bum, da-da-dum. There's like a lot of those, like a very march-like piece. But here, there's a fast notes, as you can see, a bunch of things, and then bow has to spring all this. Whether it's an orchestral excerpt or solo pieces, whenever you see fast pieces, we have to take time to read it through and then find the best fingering for this multiple fast 16 notes in this case. When there are a lot of notes, we have to make our playing as easy as possible by picking the right fingerings or by picking the right bowing. In this case, it's just all straight 16th, so there isn't much to change about bowing. So you just whatever, when you are starting on the right at the beat, often it's down bow. But when you're not starting right at the beat, rather a little later, then it's up bow, that like this. The rest there, that I start with up bow, then up down bow. So a little faster, yeah. So like that. Here, there's a little dots, which means the notes has to be fast. When you play fast enough, the bow springs itself. So the bow spring itself. So you don't really have to actively bounce it. Just make sure you use the bow where it springs. The bow makes this kind of springing note. So the bow stays on the string and the stick springs. I made another video talking about sautiller, which is this bow stroke. Please check that out to get a little more idea. So in this case, so know what part works the best. Whenever you play fast, 16, 30 second, whatever those fast notes, we like to use the middle part of bow. Not because we want to have the note spring, like in this particular case, but even just legato notes, we like to play like this. Even when it's legato, we like to use middle part because, as you can see, this is the most comfortable way of moving my arm. So you want to pick your right arm, that's easiest way, like this, that you can get faster easily because the passage is hard enough. What happens if I use near the front? It's hard. Or the tip too far away. It's hard again. So by keeping the most comfortable way, which is the middle part of the bow, that's the easiest way to get faster. Yeah. So that's why we like to use the middle part of the bow. And also, when you have fast passages, it's not a bad idea to read it slowly by simply using a little more bow. Whatever it's low. But when you play in performance, don't overly use long bows because you just don't have time, and also because it's hard to stay in rhythm, in time, under control, because you feel like you're always overusing, therefore you're behind. And just use very little bow. So after you read it slowly with a long bow, then can do very little bow. Very little bow. Like that. So if you feel like you're still not there, then little bow but under tempo. Yeah. Always under string. Like that. In this specific passage, there's a lot of shiftings or passable string crossings happen. So for example here, and I decide to go to the first position down. That way I don't have to do change the string like this. But here I didn't go again. I did not go shift up for two reasons. This is a big distance from here. Let's say from first to third. So it's a big distance, and also when I stay in this one, or when I go high position, it's a little mumbling sound instead. So it's the first position is a little clear. So even though the string crossing can be harder, but I picked just to stay in the first position. So it sounds like this. In tempo. Yeah, like that. And the next line, here I stay in the first position. I'm sorry. But I go to the third. Here, this one, of course, you have to play, but that's unimportant. When you listen to the whole music, this one is very hardly heard. There's a brass going on down. This is just a little creating mood, like a little. So do practice, try to play all the notes correctly. But understand when you play orchestral pieces, it's a little different approach than solo pieces. It is close to impossible. Now I'm not saying it's impossible, but close to impossible to play orchestral parts, every part as perfectly as you would do solo pieces. Number one, if you end up being an orchestra, full-time orchestra musician, it is impossible for you to have all this piece perfectly prepared. You just have to know how to play through, knowing what is important, what is not important. Therefore, practice those important part. Unimportant part, do practice when you can, but learn to go through without falling apart. Sometimes we call it faking. Not every orchestral musicians do that, but that's also an important part of it. Because some musicians who work in opera house, when they play an opera, like a Wagner opera, it's like 6 hours, and one day, and then another break, and they have to this one, like they have to play same opera 6 hours, 5 days straight. It's you're exhausted just being 6 hours there, not thinking, playing actively too. So you have to know how to use your body effectively so that you have energy for all these things. So this would be good idea how it could be if you were in full-time orchestra musician. In this case, so what is important here? Here, this one. That's important. So that one has to come out on time, in tune. The rest, try to play it, but easiest way. I'm sorry. Yeah. Just what I did is I didn't worry too much about playing every single note. I just kept my hand positioned the easiest way. Sometimes I have to do string crossing like this. Yeah. I'm using string. I'm using all 4 strings because I'm staying in the first position. I chose first position over third position because third position it's a little mumbly and there's a little stretching of left hand involved. If you want, you can do that. But here, listen. This is our third position, and this is first position. You see? First position is clear. Again, third position. First. So even though I'm both ways, I'm playing somewhat very relaxed manner because it's not important. But still, when I play first position, it speaks a little more clear. That's why I stayed in the first position. But here, this string crossing, a little inconvenient. Some might want to stay in the third position, but you have to stretch your first finger. Yeah. But same idea. It's or it's a little more clear in the first position. Like that, so that I make sure this one comes out. Yeah. So it is hard for me to go every single part of this, but I tried to bring some idea how one could practice in such passages. So when it comes to the fast 16th note, use middle part of bow when it's easiest. That's the fast one. And when you see like a lot of dots, which is staccato dots, don't worry too much about having the bow bouncing, because it's fast enough. It's hard to hear even when it bounces. Just try to be on time just by keeping a bow on the string. Like that. When you hear a little scratchy or something not quite right, then just try to be a little more on the string, a little more legato. Yeah? Like that. Yeah, like that. So I hope this is helpful. Always going back to slow practicing could be always a good idea too. And you might have heard from other videos, practicing slurred also helps you to relax a bit. In this case, you would do like this. Yeah. So that you get to the mood of relaxation. Because when we see this fast passage, we panic a bit, also me. But learn to find the mood where you can stay calm, so that you can keep cool-headed, counting and control things. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again. Please subscribe. Bye bye.